to my kitchen. Today in my recipe I'm going to show you how to make spaghetti in pesto sauce. It's one of the most simplest dishes that you can make, and I think it's pretty nutritious too. All you need to have is some pesto sauce ready and some cooked spaghetti, and just toss them together. So without wasting any time, let's learn how to make your pesto as well as the pesto sauce in spaghetti. To begin making the spaghetti in pesto sauce, I'll first show you how to make the basil pesto. I'm just going to be using basil, but essentially you can use spinach, kale, basil, parsley, coriander, a mix of herbs, and make your pesto. So let's begin. Into my blender, we will first add in the basil leaves or any type of herb that you're using, and the walnuts. They act as a binder for the pesto. 3 to 4 garlic cloves, some salt, about a teaspoon of black peppercorns, some Parmesan cheese, and olive oil. Now I'm going to blend all of them into the blender until all the ingredients are combined. And as I'm blending, you could add a little bit of water or a little more olive oil and keep drizzling it until you get a nice smooth paste. Now that you've blended your pesto, notice that it has a coarse texture. It's not completely smooth. I like my pesto to be a little nutty and to have the texture of walnuts and the cheese in it. I did not add too much olive oil because I like to store my pesto in the refrigerator, and when you store the pesto in the refrigerator, the olive oil tends to harden up a little bit. Essentially, if you're going to be storing the pesto for a longer period of time, I would suggest not adding the olive oil at all, and just add in the cheese and the walnuts and the garlic and the salt and the pepper, and store it in the refrigerator. And when you're ready to use, scoop out the pesto and add in the olive oil and use it as your recipe requires. So now let's just go and see how to make the spaghetti in pesto sauce with the pesto that we have made. To begin making the spaghetti in pesto sauce, you just watch me making the herbed basil pesto. And now to make the spaghetti, I already have with me some pre-cooked spaghetti that I cooked according to the package instructions, but I made it al dente. And al dente essentially means cooking your pasta until it is firm and not completely cooked and soft. When you take a bite of the pasta, you can feel that it is slightly undercooked. It is really firm, but it is cooked as well, that it's not raw. To begin making the spaghetti in pesto sauce, I just removed some of the spaghetti so I can use it up for dinner. But to show in the video, I'm going to use a small amount of spaghetti along with the basil pesto. And to the spaghetti, I'm going to add in the pesto. The amount of pesto you add in is purely how much herbed you want your spaghetti to be. So turn on the heat of the saucepan, heavy bottom pan, and just begin to toss the spaghetti along with the pesto. And once you do that, you will notice that it becomes a little too sticky. And when you feel that it is a little too sticky because the pasta has been sitting around for a while, add in some olive oil. And using a fork, just toss the spaghetti in the pesto sauce. There is a lot of cheese that I added to the pesto already, but if you feel that you want your pasta to be a little more saucy, then you can add some cream and an additional black pepper and salt. So that is purely your choice. So then you could have like a creamy pesto sauce tossed in spaghetti. But this spaghetti is great as well. So all you have to do is to toss the spaghetti until the spaghetti starts heating up and you hear a sizzling noise in the pan. Once you hear the sizzling noise, you turn off the heat and your spaghetti pasta will be ready to be served. Hear that the spaghetti is sizzling. I have some crushed black pepper here with me, and just add in the crushed black pepper. This is purely optional. Another ingredient that you can add instead of the black pepper is the chili flakes. That tastes delicious too. And maybe some extra Parmesan cheese when you're ready to serve the spaghetti, because if you add the Parmesan cheese right now, you will notice that it'll start sticking to your fork and spoon, and you won't be able to take it out and relish it as much. I hope you enjoyed watching the video recipe of how to make the spaghetti and pesto sauce. Makes a great weeknight dinner. Do give it a try in your kitchen, and when you do, don't forget to give your feedback in the comments below. Until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.